All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the broadcast. We are opening 7:45 as promised in my email, and we are going to wait for 8 p.m. because we're still waiting for our special guest, Mr. Marvin Germo. Pauwi pa lang daw siya. Galing saan? Hindi natin alam. So, 8 p.m. he's going to be in here with me, and we'll be able to answer your questions, especially if you have questions about stocks, investments, how to make your money work for you. He's the guy. So we're opening this live stream now. We are at Discord. If you want to join us at Discord, we are at the Ask Me Anything channel, and you can ask your questions in the Ask Anything questions chat channel. So again, this is just my second time doing this. Please be forgiving if I make any mistakes and if I say anything out of line. This is going to be recorded, edited, and published in the Leadership Stack podcast on Spotify so that the learnings that we will have tonight will be able to translate it there. We already have a couple of questions in the Ask Me Anything channel in Discord. So if you want your questions answered tonight, please go to the link from .sean.c/discord. Sign up. It's free and it's super easy. And then just post your questions there, and I will get to answer them. Hello again, Art. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Yeah. Okay. Hope you had dinner, guys. If you haven't, you can have dinner while watching, no problem. Hey, Jenny, thank you for being here again tonight. Again, we're just counting down the minutes until Marvin Germo is able to join us. That's 8 p.m. And we will start answering the questions. We have a couple of questions right now. If you have questions, go to the link from thechan.c/discord. That will take you to the Discord server. Just sign up, it's free, and you can post your questions there. First time from India, Subhajit. I'm not sure if I pronounced your name right. It's a unique name. I haven't encountered it yet. Subhajit. Subhajit. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. For some strange reason, my filter is making a bit of noise. I hope you guys can't hear that. Can you let me know if you can hear that weird noise? Stream sound is okay. So I assume you don't hear it. By the way, Patrick, thank you for being again here tonight. Appreciate you being here and for the questions that you posted. We also have a question from Netorica. Not sure if that's your real name. It's a pretty good question. Mamaya tanong natin yan kay Marvin, Patrick. All right. We have the man, the Marvin Germo.
Oh.
Nagsiset up pa. Nagsiset up pa si boss. Na-preempt ko ba? Na-preempt? So again, guys, if you have questions about finance, personal finance, business finance, emergency funds, whatever, or stocks and investments, post them in the Discord channel. We have the link here from the tron.c/discord. Join us in the channel and we will get to answering your questions from there. Parang hirap ng mga tanong mo, Patrick. Ah. May special guest tayo tonight. Mr. Anton Laborte is here. And all right. Five minutes to 8. We will start answering some questions posted in the Discord channel by 8 p.m. Again, if you have questions, just go to the link, sign up. It's free, it's super easy, and we'll get to answering them. For the questions yesterday, we'll also get to pick some. So we can read back from here. And there were good questions last night that I wasn't able to answer in the 1 hour. So we'll try to answer it tonight. Right, we have 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes, Master Marvin. For those still tuned in, again, we start at 8 p.m. That's 2 minutes from now. We'll get to answering questions. If you have questions, feel free to post them in the Discord channel. The link is right here. So please join us at Discord. We have our chats there. We have our audio sessions there as well. And you can promote your business as well in the Discord channel.
Naputol ako, sorry about that. Okay, but I'm good.
Master, teka, hindi kita marinig. Wala ka sa Discord.
Discord? Let me...
Balitan ko lang yung... Ayan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. Nakamute lang. Okay lang. I'm okay.
Alright. Nahirapan ka sa Discord?
First time ko lang. First time ko lang matry to. Have first time.
Pasok ka dun sa channel. Kaya mo. Andito ka
Okay.
na eh. I could see you here eh.
Okay, so what do I do?
You click on the broadcast section, ask me anything. Live natin to
Broadcast.
ginagawa, no? Pero okay lang, guys. It's never too late to learn something new.
Okay, I'm here. Okay.
Nasa ask me anything ka na.
Hmm.
Yung may click mo yung may speaker, wag yung hashtag. Yan, okay. Sige nga, salita ka nga.
Testing.
Ayan, okay, alright.
Parang feedback. Di ba?
Nagfi-feedback, so I'm gonna mute you sa StreamYard. I'm just gonna change my output sa StreamYard. Okay na. Feedback pa, bro.
Meron. Pero I muted myself eh. Sa previous StreamYard.
You muted yourself sa StreamYard. Alright.
Pero I hear feedback.
Alright, got it. So again, guys, we're doing this on the fly. We're just trying to figure it out. What if, instead of speakers, I use my headphones? Ayan. May feedback pa? Better na. All right, great. So, headphones, the solution. I'm using the same mic. Tapos, it goes to both Discord and StreamYard. So, I think you could use two mics naman. You don't need to mute yourself. I think the feedback
Okay.
kasi naka-ano ako.
Okay.
Speakers ako kanina. Alright. Okay, bro. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Yung pong super busy ka. Bro, nung pumasok ka, nag-spike yung viewers. Kamusta? Galing ka shopping?
I had to go down lang sandali. Kala ko kasi 8 o'clock pa. So sabi ko, abot ako 7:50. So, yun, I tried to make it by 7.
Okay lang yan. Okay lang yan. Basta ingat lang pag lumalabas, di ba? Shopping ka na lang. Retired at 35, turuan mo nga paano gawin yun. Alright. Walang net since Monday. Oh, man. So, we have a lot of leftover questions kagabi. You wanna try tackling some of that?
Okay lang. I'm a guest here, so whatever you want. You're the boss. Ano lang ako. I serve at the pleasure of Shansi.
Grabe. I learned from the best eh. So, ito yung mga, hindi ko nasagot lahat kahapon kasi it's just an hour and I couldn't tackle everything. So, I'm gonna pick a couple of questions. Walang pang investments pala. Sige, skip tayo sa mga tanong ngayon para may pang investments. Gusto ko tapahirapan eh. Galing kay Patrick. Kilala mo si Patrick Miguel, di ba? Nandiyan siya oh.
Ano yan? YouTuber yan. He makes a lot of YouTube content on how to become good in YouTube. So tags, SEO, yun, mga thumbnails, yun yung expertise niya.
Nakikita ko nga yung post niya eh.
So I think people should follow him kasi sobrang galing niya sa YouTube. So yeah, that's Patrick Miguel.
YouTube. May tanong siya sa'yo.
YouTuber.
Sabi niya, Pinakamayamang stock trader sa Philippines. No, but I'm very excited for all the learnings. How to be you po. Where does a super rich guy like Marvin Germo put his money to grow? Hey, what are your investments? Yan ang tanong niya.
That's that was a question.
Yan,
That was,
yun yung tanong niya. Where does a super rich guy like Marvin... Ulitin ko where does a super rich guy like Marvin Germo put his money to grow? What are your investments?
stock. I'll say stocks. I'll say businesses. I'll say uh, some kasi are investments pero they're not for growing, they're for cash flow. So if you want growth right now, it should be stocks. Pero you have to be very selective. I'd say I'm more bullish now on the US economy than sa Philippines, particularly US tech stocks, particularly pharma related na stocks also. So and then sa Philippines naman, I don't know, medyo ano yung Philippine economy. I know it will recover pero it may take some time. So either buy stocks that are thriving today, Pure Gold, Telcos, PLDT Globe, na if you've seen their movement since March, very, very attractive yung movement nila. And then stocks na may dividends. Pero if you want to position, you can buy stocks that I think will do well pag nag-recover lahat, pag nawala yung coronavirus. Pero while you're waiting, kasi affected sila, there might be volatility, pwedeng bumaba, tsaka mas matagal yung galaw niya. Tapos, you just follow where the money's going. The money over the past months have been going to the US markets kasi the Fed has been pumping in money, tapos gold or Bitcoin. So, anywhere around that. Sa Philippines naman, it's not a question whether magre-recover siya. It will. Pero, yun lang, you must be willing, mas longer wait siya. I know that things will get better pero ano wala based on what's going on, unemployment is so high so I think those are things that need to be addressed first before we see some signs of recovery. Pero yun, there's still ako if I'll answer it into two things lang, either you start a business or you invest in stocks. Kasi yun yung alam ko. May mga kilala ako na magaling sa forex, magaling sa Bitcoin kasi yun din yung alam nila. I think the answer to that question is not kung saan yung maganda kasi lahat yan maganda, kailangan kung saan ka magaling So that's the best way to answer it also.
Shout out to Meg Suzuki, no? Sinusundan ka niya hanggang dito, bro. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And
Hello, Meg.
I'll follow up with that question kasi ako mismo interested eh. So, yung so you split your accounts, 'di ba? May trading account ka, may investment na long term. I wonder lang, dun sa investment accounts mo, did you when the stock market of here in our country was being volatile and a lot of them were going down, did you pull out? Did you sell? And or did you put in more actually nung bumaba siya?
Actually, baliktad. Nung bumaba siya, so for trading, the ones that are going down, I was in cash on those positions. For the ones na investing, kasi for investing, the technique is pag mahal siya, stay away. Pag mura siya, yung mga bargain deals, you would want to come in. So nung March was ako, in my opinion, I positioned better sa investing nung time na yun as compared now na kung papasok pa rin ako sa investing account ko, mas strategic. Like for example, this week, madaming stocks na bumaba, very, very selective as compared nung March. So something like that. So sa position trading din, unless it's the ones that are up like Pure Gold, Nickel Asia, Globe, PLDT, yun yung pang position trade. Pero quick trading, you can still trade them on a regular basis. So to answer your question, baliktad ako nung bumabagsak yung market, yung trading account ko, yung mas defensive ako nun, mas offensive ako nung mas mura yung mga stocks na matagal ko nang gustong bilhin. Pero dahil hindi siya ganun kamura dati, hindi siya ganun ka-bargain, I stayed away. Pero when they became so cheap, yun, they were good areas for me to start investing. Yun nga lang, at the time kasi na nakatakot lahat, at the time na bagsak lahat, dun medyo may uncertainty also eh. That's why whenever you position like that, hindi mo naman kailangan ilagay lahat in one go and in one position. So you can also stagger it. And then hindi mo tinanong, meron akong style na habol ko dividends. So dun sa mga style na habol ko dividends, as long as the yields were attractive for me, pasok na rin ako. So ganun.
When do you pull out on those dividend stocks?
Wala. I don't, unless nagbago. Pag hindi na maganda yung dividends, if I don't like the dividends anymore or the company's not good anymore, hawakan ko na siya. Forever na yun.
Wow. Is that rare? Is that how common? When does that happen?
Alin?
The company is not good anymore, or the dividends are not good anymore.
Meron naman. Like for example, there was a time couple of years ago, yung dividends ng PLDT, hindi siya ganun ka-attractive. Dati nagbibigay sila 200 plus per share. Ngayon, 70 plus pesos na lang per share. Pero pag binili mo siya ng 1,000 a couple of months ago, that gives you 7% yield. So attractive na siya for me at that time. So meron that it still happens eh. There was a time GMA7 gave 70 cents yata na dividends. This year 30 cents na lang. So may mga ano pa rin eh, may mga instances also where the dividend you can get a better yield somewhere else also. So pag hindi na attractive sa akin yung yield based on the price that I bought it, either I get out, transfer to another, or I just stay in cash also. Tapos pag naging mura siya ulit, or at least mas maganda yung price, pwede ko naman balikan. Yun yung maganda sa stock market eh. You can always come back at a price later on that you want it to be.
So now that you're trading more of US stocks, and they also yield dividends, diba?
Hindi na. To clarify lang, I'm still trading both. I'm just more bullish on US stocks than Philippine stocks. So meaning kung ano yung position ko sa Pilipinas. For example, may piso ako sa Pilipinas, may piso ako sa States. Pareho pa rin nandun yung piso ko. It's just that pwedeng yung piso na yun naka-cash yung majority of that. Kung 80 cents naka-cash, ganun. Pwedeng ganun. Pero di ako nagpo-pull out. Siguro, most likely, kung may fresh funds, I will allocate more sa US than the Philippines. Pero kung ano yung current na naka-allocate sa Philippines, I'm not taking it out also. Kasi babalik din naman siya eh, akyat din naman siya eh. Pero yung babalik at akyat naman siya, yung cost nun habang naghihintay ka, is it worth it? Meaning, do you earn more na pag dun ka mag-position sa ibang stock? So to give you an example, kahit ako, pero to be honest, nagulat din naman ako. I didn't expect Facebook to be like this. I didn't expect Amazon to be like this. So
grabe yung gains eh.
Oh, but this is sila pa nga, they're not even at the levels of where Tesla is right now eh. So insane yung US na parang walang recession na nangyari eh. So yun.
Oh. Grabe yung Tesla, no? Sobrang insane nung uptick. Grabe. And yeah, so from Meg Suzuki, good evening. Anton, thank you for tuning in again. Ikaw ang totoong idol. Yan. Now, I'm going to go on with the question of Mark Davis. Nandun tong question na to sa Discord. Sabi niya, what's the first investment of your investment and my investment then, he asked, and why did we choose to invest in it?
First investment ko mutual fund eh. That was I think first year ko na nagtatrabaho ako. So I think that was the first one. So I wasn't really into investments at that time. I was really more into nagbasa kasi ako ng mga Robert Kiyosaki books out eh. Tapos si Robert Kiyosaki ayaw niya ng mga mutual fund eh. He wasn't a fan of it eh. So sabi ko ayoko rin ng mutual fund kasi totoo naman pag may 10,000 ka, kumita yung mutual fund ng 30%, you only get 3,000, pero yung 10,000 na yun pwede maging 100,000 sa business eh. So at yun yung mentality ko. Pero when I started trying it also, sabi ko okay na rin kasi there has to come to a point na, for example, yung 10,000 mo naging 100,000 from business, sample lang. You have to take yung kailangan mo lang capital for the business, for example, na kailangan mo ibalik, sabi mo kailangan mo lang, kunyari inventory kailangan mo ng extra 20,000, so 30,000 lang siya. So may extra ka pa. So at that time, parang sabi ko, some of the things na hindi ko kailangan, i-invest ko na lang. That's why I started to try it. So ako yun, it was more of convenience kasi ayoko rin mag-stocks. Ayoko rin mag-stocks dati kasi si Robert Kiyosaki ayaw niya mag-stocks eh. So that ano lang talaga, I just tried it, and then binabantay ko siya araw-araw. So nung binabantay ko siya araw-araw, sabi ko, if I'm watching this every day, might as well try stocks na lang. Might as well try stocks na rin. And yun, after that, nag-bonds ako. After that, nag-ETFs ako. After that, nag-REITs ako. Then after that, I think US markets, US and Singapore markets na rin. And then after that, I tried, siguro, pinaka-last na late na try ko was cryptocurrencies. I think more than a year ago or 2 years. Wala pa 2 years eh. So yun yung pinaka-last na sa lahat ng current na ano ngayon, yung pinaka-last sa akin. So, yun.
Mine was business. That's the first investment I did. I invested more in SEO Hacker as it was growing, and it needed capital. Growth in business is actually capital intensive. So when you're growing, you need to hire more, you need to renovate, you need a bigger office, you need more equipment like laptops, better internet. So you can imagine the capital you need to reinvest in it. And so my first investment would be reinvesting in the business. In terms of a non-business investment, my first investment would be through a friend who was doing forex during that time. Kumita naman. So happy naman ako dun sa investment. I had a lot of private investments actually. But I choose private investments. Pag sinabi nilang guaranteed, I stay away from it. Pero pag wala silang sinabi, that's actually a better signal for me to invest. Especially pag sinabi lang may risk or your capital, your money's at risk, then for me, that makes more sense. What type of investments can you suggest for young couples? Ayan. Sa'yo yata yun, Master Marvin.
Same pa rin. The answer will always be the same. You invest with what you know, what you can tolerate. So, young couple, old couple, single na wala pag-asa magka-love life, joke lang, single na may pag-asa magka-love life, regardless of what your status is, you always invest in what you know, what you can understand, what you can tolerate. And also, syempre may proportion yan of what your capital is. Kasi for example, meron kang 100,000, syempre hindi ka pa pwede mag-real estate nun because the capital for real estate is much higher. So, yun lang yung mga kailangan i-consider kasi, for example, so much opportunity in forex pero you don't know how to trade forex. You don't know technicals, ayaw mo bantayan yung nangyayari sa market. So for example, kung forex trader ka, si Meg Suzuki taga Japan, alam ni Meg Suzuki na one of the best prime ministers in Asia is stepping down, si Shinzo Abe, a very very respectable statesman na hindi natin nakikita na ngayon sa Asia in general. He's very very good. So some people will check, sino kaya yung papalit, ano yung mga policies niya, so they will baka magkaroon ng volatility sa market yan, or for example yung Brexit. Forex traders are watching that also. So may pros and cons yan eh. Mga kilala ko na nagpo-forex, gusto nila forex kasi 2 reasons. Number 1, yung currency pairs konti lang. Pag nag-US stocks ka, 1,000. Pag nag-Philippine stocks ka, hundreds. Ang dami mo kailangan i-filter out. Pag forex, titignan mo lang US euro na pair, or British pound against the dollar, against the British pound US dollar na pair. So lesser yung babantayan. And then madami kilala ko na gusto nila forex because for the very reason that yung economic data is harder to manipulate. It's very very transparent as compared to some listed companies. So ako mas, although alam ko lahat yun, hindi siya ganun ka-feeling sa akin eh. I really like stocks eh kasi may dividends siya, tapos alam mo eh, for example, alam mo na teka, tumigil yung mga projects ng Ayala Land, mas nabawasan yung projects niya, how does it affect its earnings? Or sarado yung mall, how does it affect yung rental income ng SM Prime? So it really goes back to what your biases are also. Madami rin ako kilala mas mahilig sila sa Bitcoin. Madami akong kilala na sobrang hilig nila sa real estate. Pag kahit the way they talk about real estate, sobrang how do I say this? Pag nagkwakwentuhan kami, sobrang leverage nila. Sabi ko, di ko kaya yung ginagawa mo. That's very, very scary. But to them, kaya nila. Pero when I'm talking about stocks naman to them, uh, parang risky naman yung stock. So, if I'm a young couple, gagawin ko, kung ano man yung extra ko na pera, I'll try it. I'll try to invest in everything. And then kung saan ako mas comfortable, doon ako mag-invest. So, yun. And the reason why, also, I guess I can say na hindi ako pang Forex, hindi ako pang Bitcoin. Although may Bitcoin ako, is nakita ko naman kung saan mas effective eh. Kung gusto ko lang pang park, there are certain avenues na pwede dito ko ilagay also. So, yun. It's more preferential and more based on what your skills are. I hope nakatulong. But that's a very, very broad way to, I guess, answer it also.
Galing. Well, ako, one of the first investments that I did when I got married and we were a young couple is my life insurance. So, 'di ba, ang insurance ngayon, yung insurance products kasi ngayon, nakatahi na yung yung investment. So, it is strictly not a pure investment when you buy life insurance or VULs, but there is an investment side to it. So I would say make sure first that you're secured, you're insured if you're the breadwinner. Kahit yung breadwinner lang, if you're a young couple, if the guy is the one providing or it's the girl who's providing, whoever it is, make sure that you are secured, at least protected, no? By life insurance. We have a question. Wala siyang name. Naka-screen name siya. So I'm not gonna say that on the screen name, but the question is, I just signed up with eToro, and given the US market slash stocks is in all-time highs, which stocks can have better growth or returns?
That's ano no. Since they're at an all-time high, of course, if you're buying it higher, it reduces your margins. Eh. So I would say if you're coming in right now, money's flowing into tech. Eh, pero ganun pa rin naman sa stock market. It's at what price you buy it. So kahit maganda siya, pero for example, you're buying something that has gone up double already. So you can't expect I'm not saying hindi siya pwedeng umakyat, pero you can't expect it to go as high as where it was before. So ganun ako para sa akin at the time of maximum fear, that's the time that you can get maximum upside. Pero also may risk, mas malaking risk mo doon. At the time when risks are lesser, your upside also becomes smaller also. So ako if feeling mo hinahabol mo lang siya kasi gusto mo lang kasi madami kang kaibigan na kumita, then it might not be the time to come in just because here's the best way to answer it. A lot of those tech stocks have the potential to go up. Pero it's not about what you're buying. It's the rules behind the trade that's more important. Meaning, pag binili ko to, ano yung rule sa akin para mag-sell later on? Pag binili ko to, anong rule sa akin para mag-cut later on? Or pag binili ko to, may cash ulit ako, do I buy this again or do I buy another stock? Or do I tranche yung trades ko? So, if ako personally, if I cannot answer that yet, I would not go into the trade. So, it's the rules before you do something is more important than what you're buying. So, for me, what you're buying is just peripheral to what your gameplay is. So, yun.
It's quite perplexing, no, for me that you went into eToro, but you're the one trading. Kasi for me, the purpose that I went into it is to copy trade eh. Ano pala username mo dun, bro? Nasa eToro ka rin, di ba?
Is that me? Meron.
Yes.
Oh. Pero
Share mo sa akin. Gusto ko lang i-check mamaya. Baka pwede alam mo, yun, my dad, I asked him to go to eToro din, and then he's copying my portfolio. And of course, I'm just copy trading din other investors.
ba't di na lang copy yung kinakopy mo?
Easier for him. At saka maliit lang yung capital niya eh. Di ba may mga portfolio na may minimum amount na
Okay.
medyo
Okay.
conservative yung dad ko. So he wanted exposure din doon, so he copied na lang my portfolio.
You go to eToro. I guess advantage of eToro, couple of things is may fractional shares siya. So meaning Amazon, Tesla's 2,200, you can buy Tesla for $50 only. I think that's one of the advantage. Second is zero commission siya. So for example, yung stocks ko sa broker ko sa Singapore per trade, may rate yun that's not zero. That I pay more. That's I think the second advantage if you want to trade it on your own. Third is may leverage siya. Then fourth is yung copy trading. So kung kunyari hindi ka magaling ka sa stocks pero hindi ka magaling sa forex, copy mo yung nagpo-forex. So pwedeng ganun din. That's one way to do it kasi yung I think advantage ng eToro is hindi siya mukhang broker, mukha siyang social media platform eh. So it's simple for
Yeah.
everyone to do it eh. I think yun yung underlying advantage niya for people who want to come in. Hindi siya ganun kahirap na maintindihan. Tapos where do you find something na imbes na ticker symbol yung nakalagay yung logo mismo ng company. So I think they're simplifying it for people na hindi masyado mahilig sa stocks pero gusto nila mag-invest doon. So yun.
Yep. Ikaw, hindi ka nagka-copy trade doon?
Meron from time to time. Oo. Pero normally kung copy trade, it should be yung hindi connected sa stocks or yung ginagawa nila hindi ko masyado ginagawa sa totoo kung ano the way I would do my own personal trades. So parang ganung ano. So dapat it's my way of diversifying or hedging also na kung mali man ginawa ko, mali yung position ko, the other person is doing something opposite to me, something like that.
When you say from time to time, that means you close some positions, di ba?
Oo, close.
When is the time you close a copy trading position?
Pag kumita na. Pag kumita na. Eh wala namang technical, wala namang fundamental analysis dun sa
copy trading.
Wala eh. So ano na siya, preference lang.
Got it. Next question would be
kasi,
from KB.
By the way,
How
to answer sa copy trading kasi, hindi siya katulad ng pag nag-technicals ka or nag-fundamentals ka. Kasi yung past performance nila, hindi it does not guarantee future performance eh. So yung trend ng chart nila sa gains nila, hindi naman siya talaga technical analysis chart. So yun lang, it's the rules are relatively, I think, different pag yung laro for it. So, yeah.
Ako parang I don't know if I should close any positions because they're continually trading, di ba? Like the people I'm copying. So, I'm not what's your advice there? I'm not sure when I should close a position.
Hindi, ano naman eh. If it's working for you, okay lang. Okay lang. And ano naman, you can, I guess, pag umabot ka ng 1 year, doon mo pwede ma-benchmark to see if it's working. So, if you think it's working, like yung sinasabi nila, if it improve, why fix it? So, yun, if it's working for you, and then it's what's giving you, napansin ko kasi ayaw mo ma-hassle sa stock market. Eh. So, kung hindi ka naman na-hassle, tapos it's doing well naman, okay na rin. Okay na rin.
Hindi naman siya hassle. More of, di ko lang nababantayan talaga because I'm doing business. I think yun talaga yung qualm ng maraming business people who are hands-on or, who spend a lot of time with their team and the business. Pag di mo nabantayan tas nag-drop ng malaki, parang sobrang saklap. Yun lang. But, well, to be honest, the things that I learned from you in your workshop, priceless yun, bro. Grabe. And helped me to understand the technicality and the fundamentals of the stock market, which is a good baseline. Even if I'm copy trading right now, it's a good baseline that I understand those things. And I think that's the responsible way to go.
Hindi, tsaka lahat dun sa copy trading, they're all ma-technicals and fundamentals. Eh. So the way they explain it are all based on that also. So I guess it's also good. It's also good na at least alam mo so that when they talk about it or they explain bakit ito, bakit ganun, medyo it's not so hard to parang hindi ka malo-lost in translation siguro.
Pero ang galing kasi pwede, like, even if you're not listed, di ba sabi mo dapat listed ka for me to copy trade you? But even if you're not, actually, pwede ka i-copy ng mga tao.
Pero yung may popular investor program sila eh. That's the
Yeah.
that's the more important that's the ano talaga na people you can start getting from yung AUM ng mga tao na nandun.
Yeah, but
So yeah.
if you're part of it, you can't copy trade eh. I think you have to be trading on your own.
Tapos ano pa yung pero ito yung interesting eh. Madami na ako nakausap na gumagawa nun. Pressured sila eh kasi hindi nila ma-trade yung gusto nila ma-trade because they're thinking about the people copying them. So yun yung I think yun yung difference. Yun yung difference doon. And since for them the way they look at it is fund manager talaga sila. So yun yung approach nila when they do their trades. So I think iba-ibang approaches yun eh when you go to whatever platform you would want to enter in and ano yung pinaka goal mo sa pag-invest mo.
Galing. May question si KB. How much did Sir Marvin invested when he started stock market?
May video tayo niyan, di ba? I think doon natin ginawa sa office nyo. If I remember it properly, I think it was below 50,000 eh. I think. Or 50,000. Or binuksan ko yung minimum. I think 25,000 yung minimum at that time. If I remember correctly. Nasa ganun. Pero, hindi kasi yun yung importante kasi pwede ka mag-start ng 5,000 tapos the next month pwede mo dagdagan ng 100,000 also agad eh. So, I don't think that's a proper benchmark eh. Kasi, especially for example, may mga nag-attend na stock smarts, for example, they started with 10,000 pesos. Then, nung natuto na sila ng fundamentals or technicals, 2 months later, dinagdagan nila ng 1 million yung pera nila. So, I don't think it's not about what you start. It's about what you're comfortable with and dapat yun yung ginagawa ng mga tao instead of making a benchmark kung kasi mape-pressure ka lang eh. But si Sean C nag-start sa 10,000 tapos naka 1 million na siya ngayon, dapat ganun din ako. And
grabe yun.
Hindi dapat ganun yung case sa stocks eh. Investing should always be goal driven. What's your goal? Ano yung target mo? Ano yung gusto mo makuha? And yung goal ng mga tao nag-i-invest, iba-iba naman yung goal eh. May mga nag-i-invest kasi gusto nila na 8 years from now, pag nag-college yung anak ko, withdrawing ko lahat. Tapos yun yung pang-college tuition ng anak ko. So for them, kahit up yung market 8 years from now, it doesn't matter. As long as they have the money na pan-tuition, they'll remove it. It's just that glamorized sa mundo in general na dapat maging parang Warren Buffett tayo na ganito dapat yung kikitain natin. We should outperform, we should beat. It doesn't matter eh. What matters is you hit your goals. What matters is, for example, 10 years example, this is another example. 10 years ka mag-invest. On the first 3 years yung binili mong stock down siya 20%, but on year 7 biglang nag-up siya 400. So sulit yung paghintay mo. So I think that's the way people should look at it eh. Kung na-hit na yung goal mo on year 7, it doesn't matter if they underperform. It doesn't matter if yung kaibigan nila mas maganda yung performance ng first years also. So, yun. So, it's nice to know kung anong amount nagsimula when people invested. Pero, you always put an amount that you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with 5,000 pesos, 10,000 pesos, you put that amount already, then you start to scale it up. If you're comfortable with something that's bigger, then you start with that. But kasi I've seen people na parang nainggit sila kasi hala, nasa 50,000 pa lang pera ko, yung isang kasabay ko nasa 125,000 na. So they feel pressured or either mainggit sila doon sa tao na mas malaki yung kinita. Tapos yung yung tao naman mas malaking kinita, parang they'll feel na boastful na parang galing ko na, di ba? Naka 125 na ako, ikaw nasa 50,000 ka pa lang. I think what's more important is what your goal is, what your target is. You just focus on that and you just do that. Good.
Follow-up question then, when did you start diversify out of stocks? From KB pa rin, no?
My first investment wasn't stocks eh. It was actually mutual funds eh. So tapos I was already doing fixed income, yung mga time deposits dati. I made a video about that. Sabi ko yung first time deposit ko was around 6+% already. I think 6 something. 2006 yun. So, ngayon wala kang makita na bonds na ganung rate. So, the stock market really wasn't my first investment. I was already diversifying at that time. So, tapos when if you're asking when did I enter yung iba, I just really wanted to try it. So, I did bonds around 2010. I did I think ETFs around 2013. I did REITs I think a year after that also. And then yung ibang I did insurance. I think insurance was one of the first also 2006, 2007. I got a balanced fund. We properties meron din pero 2010 I think. Pero I was never 2010 to 2011. I was never I was not conscious na kailangan ko yata mag-diversify para maging balanced yung portfolio ko. I just wanted to try it to see kung gusto ko siya. Kasi kung hindi ko siya gusto, at least alam ko na, I would not, walang regret, walang sana trinay ko pala to or sana I learned this. So, ganoon din, Forex. I think I started to learn Forex around 2014 also. I put a small amount. Sabi ko, mas gusto ko pa rin yung stocks eh. So, ayun, that's how I did it. One way, pero looking, this is already from doing this for a long time, no? Ako gagawin ko pa lang sa start, try ko na lahat. Tapos, para alam ko kung saan ako okay. Tapos, pag nalaman ko saan ako okay, when I have extra money that comes in, kung saan ako pinaka-okay sa lahat, I'll put more there. So, ganun ko siya gagawin.
Grabe, no? Ang dami mo palang nasubukan, ha? Even Forex, you also tried. And the follow-up question, because you mentioned REITs kanina, when it comes to REITs, is it possible that they do not give dividends if they are not performing well? From KB then.
If they don't earn money from the rental, pwede. Kasi dividends is based on the earnings eh. So, kung wala silang earnings, wala silang bibigay.
So, what's your take on the Ayala REITs?
What do you mean take? What about it?
When do you think they're gonna be giving out dividends?
Nagbigay na sila. Nag-declare na sila a few days ago. A few weeks ago.
Talaga?
Oh, nag-declare na sila. Oh. They declared already for first quarter and second quarter of 2020. So a few days after ng IPO nag-declare na sila.
IPO?
Mm.
Ano yung in-IPO nila? Sorry.
Yung A-REIT.
In-IPO pala yun? Oh, okay.
Nako, hindi ka nanonood ng YouTube channel ko, guys. Ayoko na.
Grabe yun lang na-miss ko. Yung kay Olivier tsaka Hilois, pinanood ko yun, no?
Meg, Suzuki, tara na, log out na tayo lahat. Joke lang.
Pero ang ganda ng interview mo kanila, Hilois. Solid, grabe. Galing.
Pero yeah, they declared dividends for the first half of the year. Yung interesting pa doon, second quarter yung lockdown, mas mataas pa yung binigay nila na dividends ng second quarter kasi sa first quarter. Tapos they already announced also that yung dividends for 2021, March 30, June 30, September 30, tsaka December 30. So, they announced quarterly dividends for 2021 already.
Sige nga, papanoorin ko nga. Pero nag-invest ka ba doon?
Meron. For dividends, dividends lang habol ko doon. Pero, please remember, dapat, pag bibili kayo, dapat sa dividend na acceptable sa inyo. So, that's the most important thing kung bakit kayo bibili. Hindi dahil binili ko kasi baka yung dividend yield na gusto ko tsaka yung price na binili ko, iba sa price na bibili nyo. Tapos when you start to analyze, bakit hindi maganda yung nakuha ko? Kasi baka iba yung yield na nakuha nyo. Tsaka depends also on what stage you are in. If you want cash flow, then REITs could do well also. And if you don't mind the volatility, kasi yung A-REIT pagka labas niya bumagsak siya. So if you think na aakyat siya, baka hindi siya pinaka yun yung appealing for people kasi again it always goes back to that. Ano yung rules mo on why you're buying it? It's not bakit binili ng tao na to, And the reason why I make videos dun sa technical analysis, those are for people to see paano ako nag-drawing ng trend line, paano ko siya pinaplot. That's the main reason for it. It's not that, ano to, nickel yung pinag-uusapan, bilhin na rin natin yung nickel. So I think that's what people need to figure out when they start investing. Kaso yung ganun kasi, to be honest, it takes time. You have to study it. People don't like to study. People like, sige ko, ano na lang, gaya na lang tayo dito. Tas, if you don't want to people who are watching, my suggestion is, if you don't want to study, invest in mutual funds or ETFs or copy trade na lang. That's the best way to do it. If you want to go individual stocks, pinag-aaralan talaga siya super siya pinag-aaralan kasi the volatility is real and I've seen people na for example, may isang person A, person B, parehong blue chips yung binili nila, parehong magandang company, tapos bumagsak 30%. Yung isa nag-hold, yung isa nagbenta kasi na-shake siya. Although they bought the same company, they're holding on to the same company, pero the emotions are real when you are investing your own money on a real stock. Mas volatile siya, and the fact na online siya, ang dali lang mag-sell, ang dali lang sige, cut loss na lang, ganun. So yun, that's my answer. I hope nakatulong sa nagtanong. Mahaba ako sumagot. I don't know.
Okay, sobra. Papanoorin ko na yung YouTube video mamaya.
Dami nun! That's around
Patrick
50.
Miguel. Na booking, di nanonood. Nanonood po ako. Hindi ko lang nanonood yung episode na yun. Ang dami mo naman kasing video.
15 videos yata ako for REITs I think 15.
Dami, grabe.
15.
Pero interested nga yung dad ko dun dun sa Ayala na REITs. So, I'll send the video link to him then. Ayan, di ba? From Mark Davis, is it always a good thing to buy cheaper stocks?
Is it always a good thing to buy cheaper stocks? I need to quantify that. What's his definition of good? Also,
wala siya. Yeah, wala.
Kasi
offline na siya
Kasi good is parang subjective when you say good, is he talking about percentage gain? Is he talking about cash flow? Is he talking about pag binili ko ngayon after 3 months aakyat? Or yun Pero generally speaking, syempre you want something that's cheaper because something that's cheaper will give you a larger amount of upside. Pero to balance it also, pag cheaper, it does not mean na aakyat siya kagad kasi there's a reason why it's also cheaper. So yun, that's my answer to it. Pero sana kung live sana siya, we could have drilled in further dun sa question niya. Pero ako, that's one way I'll look at it, no. You have to define what's good for you. Kasi I'll give you another example. Yung A-REIT, for example, you get 5%, 6% na dividend yield. Ayaw na ibang tao yun, boring 6% Pero for some people, okay na sa kanila yun. So I think it has to be quantified. Hindi ko alam kung sino nagsabi nun. Sabihin na natin siya sinagsabi. What you cannot measure, you cannot something. What you cannot measure, you cannot quantify, you cannot change or something like that.
You cannot improve.
Yun. So yun.
Hindi ako nagsabi nun.
Shansi, August 2020. But yun yung ano, you need to measure it kasi for example, measure mo na, sige, as long as maka 30% ako a year. So kung naka 32% ka, di okay ka na. Kasi if you don't put that standard or that measurement na basta kumita, hindi mahirap malaman yun kasi pwede kang kumita ng 20% pero since wala kang benchmark, di mo alam kung okay yun. Pwede kang kumita 200%. Alam mo lang, okay ako, 200% ako. Pero if you look at everyone else, ba't sila naka 300? So you have to set what your measurement is on what you want. Ganun.
Yung quote na ako nagsabi, what you cannot measure, you don't know the size. Yun.
Ano yun?
Wala. Yun yung quote na ako yung nagsabi.
Okay.
Who do you recommend to copy trade? Can I copy Sir Marvin? So, ayan.
I sent people...
Wait. Si Mark Davis nag-online. Sabi niya cash flow. Yan na yung pag-qualify mo nung good.
Hindi. So I will look at the dividend yield. Mas importante sa akin yung dividend yield. Tapos yung mas importante sa akin kung cash flow tapos dividends yun. kung gaano yung track record niya through the years, consistently na nagbibigay. May year ba na nagtumigil sila magbigay ng dividends? May year ba na parang natamaan yung income nila tapos nag-decrease? So, track record of how consistent they are giving, kung nag-i-increase pa yung dividends na binibigay nila, even better, then is that yield at that time na binili ko attractive already for me? So, that's the answer to that. To copy, 3 people sa foreign markets. 2 na interview ko na, isa coming soon. But si Heloise Grief, Olivier Danvel, and si Jay Nemesis.
J Nemesis, yeah, si J Nemesis. Mataas
They're-
din yung...
They're all from Europe. They're all from Europe.
talaga?
Jay Nemesis, London or England. Si Heloise, Heloise is South African pero taga Oxford siya sa United Kingdom. A few miles from London. And then si Olivier from Paris naman.
Try mo si Matej Crunchy. Yeah, screenshot ko sa'yo mamaya. Pero siya yung pinakamataas na returns ko so far. Next si Heloise, tapos next si J Nemesis. But it might be when I entered actually. Pero nauna ko i-copy trade si Heloise. Tsaka si Olivier.
Heloise, sa dalawa, si Heloise is more long-term. Si Olivier, mas short-term, pero mas conservative si Olivier.
Super.
Yun yung interesting.
Super.
Kala na ibang tao pag short-term ka, aggressive ka, it doesn't translate eh. That's a good case study na sino yung mas long-term, siya yung mas aggressive. Sino yung mas short-term, siya yung mas conservative.
Grabe yung... Ang baba ng yield ko kay Olivier, pero just playing it safe, so I copy traded him. Pero
yung interesting, kung napanood niyo yung video, sabi niya doon na he's trading that way, not because yun yung style niya, he's trading that way because that's popular for people who's following eToro.
Tama.
Oo.
Tama.
So,
which is, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. No? Kasi he gets a lot of income from being a popular investor. Parang nga ba kumikita si eToro? Sabi nila spread. I'm not sure I understand that.
Spread.
Ano yun? Ako hindi ko gets yun
Easiest way to explain it is, for example, pag nagpapalit ka ng dollar, di ba pag nag-money changer ka, meron totoong rate, tas meron silang rate. Yung difference na yun yung kita nila.
So ano yung spread nila? Hindi naman forex lahat nung nandun.
Hindi, sa stocks din. Kung ano yung nandun, meron silang specific. Check mo, yung price ng, for example, Tesla, may slight deviation yun.
Okay,
yun,
got it.
Hindi, that's one. Second, pag nag-leverage ka, may interest yun eh. So, the longer you hold on to it, you pay a certain amount of percentage also. So, yun. Tapos, for example, pag nag-withdraw ka, may forex conversion yun. So, meron pa rin. Syempre, kung hindi sila kumikita, di magsasara yung company nila. Pero I think the way they do it is volume. Kung madaming users, better for them. Parang Chinese style of doing it. Kahit maliit, pero if they're getting a lot of users around the world who's trading, that's how they can earn also.
Right. And the second question is, can I copy Sir Marvin's?
Wala pa ako. Di ako kasama sa popular investor eh. Oo.
Kung kokopyahin ka, makakokopya naman lahat ng tinitrade mo din, no? So you're using eToro to right now trade and invest US markets?
Meron. Pero, primarily more for assets na hindi ko nabibili sa Singapore. Kasi sa eToro, hindi lang, yung eToro hindi lang siya US markets eh. Meron siyang Bitcoin, meron siyang exchanges na labas also sa US, meron siyang gold. So, more for that. Kasi may kanya-kanyang I think advantage ng eToro is pwede ka bumuni ng indices pa ng iba-ibang region. So, you can't have that in other platforms. So, kung ano man yung hindi available sa Singapore, that's parang yung delta na advantage ng eToro.
Got it.
So, for example, Facebook, matagal na kasi ako may Facebook sa sa dati kong broker eh. So, doon ako naglalagay ng position also kasi nandun talaga yung allocation ko. So, something like that.
From Mark Davis, for long-term investments, how can you say it's the right time to pull out the investment?
When the fundamentals change.
Are you gonna expound on that? Or okay na yun? Kala, kala ko
Dep-
mag-expand ka pa eh.
depende sa kanila eh, pero sa akin lang pag nagbago yung fundamentals, may list ako of things that I look at na based on fundamentals. Pag hindi na nasatisfy yun, benta ko na.
For
So
those who are not familiar with the word fundamentals in trading, kasi baka iba iniisip nila, fundamentals, pag nag-iba yung business or pag nag-iba yung target market ng business. Baka yung iniisip nila eh. What does fundamentals mean?
mm, there's two st- there's two schools of thought sa stocks eh. Technical analysis, which you buy based on the price. Second is fundamentals, where you buy based on your knowledge on the business. So fundamentals is everything. Anong utang niya, gaano kalaki cash flow niya, ano yung dividends niya, gaano kalaki sales niya, ano yung net income niya, if wala siyang kita, how many months will they survive, gaano kalaki yung tao niya, sino yung CEO, ano yung some are accounting ratios na quick ratio, debt equity ratio, you're looking at yung difference ng utang versus yung equity na napasok, current ratio, yung ratio ng assets nila versus yung kailangan nila na liabilities na kailangan ni-settle. So, all of those things, from knowing yung numbers, ratios, to yung direction also ng company. Kasama rin doon kung are they in an industry or a sector that's doing well. Kasi kung hindi, baka they're not in an industry and sector that's doing well, my money might be better off elsewhere. So yun, that's what fundamentals is, looking at it from an economic perspective, then go down from the numbers, the ratios, and then knowing everything about the business. So yun. So
Got it.
another
Really?
example is knowing everything about the business. Another example about that is Tesla. A lot of people are buying Tesla not because they make electric cars, but a lot of people are buying it because of Elon Musk. Kasi madami nang pwedeng gumawa ng electric car eh, pero isa lang yung Elon Musk eh. So that's part of their fundamentals, yung sino yung CEO, sino yung leadership ng company. Yeah.
Good. From Jad, what strategy are you using when doing stocks? Broad ng question. Yun lang
Technicals,
tanong.
technicals and fundamentals pa rin. Yun lang. I don't speculate, I don't guess. I just base everything on fundamentals and technicals. Yun lang. Ewan ko, so yun lang siguro alam ko. Yun lang yun.
Yung importante, yung tinuro mo sa akin sa workshop mo eh. Yung tinuturo mo sa amin. Tanong ni Patrick, when did you get your first million of your many millions?
I don't know. That's something that's not answered publicly. That's,
ano mo to eh? Padawan, protege. Yeah, so keep the questions coming, guys. If you have more questions, just put them on the Discord channel. The link is there from the chan.c/discord. From KB, who influenced you and what made you to start investing?
is it clean? Was that for me or was that for me? Who influenced me?
Sige, ano?
Sige.
You want me
Okay.
to answer it first?
Ano? Ayo. Walang nag-influence sa akin sa start eh. Ano lang, I interviewed Judy Ann Santos. Panoorin niyo yung mga dating video, pero it may sound like a joke, pero totoo eh. Sabi ni Judy Ann Santos, ayoko kumain ng kanin tsaka asin araw-araw. sabi niya ganun. I wanted something, sabi niya I wanted quinoa. So ako ganun din eh. Parang it was at the start no, it was something na money is not everything. Pero money is something na it allows you to have options na, for example, during this pandemic, mas mahal magpa-deliver sa mga companies na nagde-deliver ng grocery kaysa magpalengke. Pero at least you have that option na ay, sayang, kailangan ko tipirin to ngayon. So, yun. And I've seen it sa different people that surrounded me na hindi sila nag-invest, hindi sila nag-ipon, hindi sila nag-business. Ano yung naging effect sa kanila later on. So, sabi ko, I don't want to end up with what they're ending or where they currently are at this particular age. So dapat whatever they're doing, babalik rin ko lahat. And yun, it's ano lang ngayon parang investing, business, entrepreneurship is parang ginaglamorize siya. Pero dati kasi parang weird kung ikaw Saturday magse-seminar ka tapos lahat ng mga kaibigan mo nung time na yun, Puerto Galera pa yung uso. Puerto Galera sila. Ikaw, you're trying to learn. Or instead of, nung time na yun, mga office mates ko na mahilig sila mag-bowling. Ako, I would go home and I would read books. Also, I would do financial statements. Siguro, it's more of, ano ba yung pangarap mo? And what are you gonna do to get whatever that dream is? So yun. Para sa akin, ito quotable quote to. It's not about the prize, but it's about the price that you're willing to it's a price that you're willing to it's the price that you're willing to take or sacrifice in order to get that prize. Everyone wants to get the prize. Everyone wants to get that million, that 10 million, that 100 million, that billion. Pero anong ginagawa mo to be able to get it? It's nice to watch the videos. It's nice to watch this leadership stack live. Pero what are you doing after this? It's a long weekend. What are you doing during this long weekend to help you move toward kung ano man yung goal mo? Kasi what you do in your spare time will define how closer you are to what your dreams are also. So yun yung sa akin. Tapos along the way, you meet people na parang, teka, to si Shansi, dami alam sa SEO, wala ako alam sa SEO. Sige nga, magtanong ako ng question sa kanya. Ganun. Pero, eto, galing ito sa galing ito sa sales. I want to learn something from it. Ito, galing ito sa leadership. Baka I can learn also something from that. And I guess yung edge ko is, because I get invited to a lot of talks, minsan may mga co-speakers ka. Na for example, yung last year, magkasama tayo lahat dun sa Sante Barley.
Oo nga
pero yun, magkakakilala tayo lahat. Pero yung may mga instances na may kasama ka sa talk na hindi mo kilala, tapos ang galing niya dito So you get to mingle with a lot of people that have skills na hindi ka magaling doon. So I think blessed lang to be exposed to that kasi masaya kasi madami kong, lalo na pag yung mga whole day talks. Ako pag whole day talks, kung hindi naman ako busy, I watch all of the speakers. I watch all of the speakers. I don't parang come in tapos pagtaas ng slot ko alis na ako. Ako parang kung kaya ng time I'll try to listen kasi you can also learn from them. So yun.
Tsaka there's a number of seminars that you attend per year, di ba? So ngayon, webinars na siya.
Mas gusto ko pa rin yung mas gusto ko pa rin yung
live.
So not as much pero may mga na-sign up ako na mga what do you call that? Di ko alam kung webinar ba tawag doon sa mga teachable na websites. So yun meron naman but maganda yung mga live seminars kasi pwede ka mag Q&A after pero syempre because of the pandemic we have to make do of what's gonna happen. Feeling ko 2 years pa to so later on siguro I'll adjust also in it. Pero may there's certain things last year nasa Dubai ako, nandun si Tony Robbins. So nakapunta ako doon tapos nandun si Alicia Keys. So things that you don't get to experience on a normal basis
Okay ah.
Tapos basta iba sobrang you get to experience different cultures pa eh. Kasi for example sa Dubai, nagsasalita si Tony Robbins. Dumating yung Sheik. Tigil lahat. Kasi Tony Robbins tumigil. Nagtayuan lahat ng tao nagpalakpakan. Ganun yung honor nila dun sa leadership nila doon. So di mo makita yun. Biro mo, kahit yung speaker tumigil. Si Tony Robbins tumigil habang nagsasalita kasi dumating yung Sheik, no? Sheik ng Dubai at that time. So,
Solid.
ganun siya ka interesting yung experience na ganun. Tapos iba rin yung you get to meet other people that are like-minded as you. So pag online kasi, syempre makikilala mo lang yung speaker pero everyone else hindi mo na makikilala.
By the way, patay na si Black Panther. Today lang. Marvel fan ka ba?
Nakakalungkot kasi ayoko na mag-comment pero nakakalungkot.
Sobra. Grabe, bata pa. 43 years old. Colon cancer. Grabe. We have a question from Sarah eh. Sarah Santonia. Kagabi. Kalimutan ko sagutin. Where she asked me about, so last question na natin to kasi 9:01 na guys, no? And the leftover questions, we will try to answer it on the next session. So her question is, how do you save up for rainy days sa business? So I think she's talking about safety net kasi she's I think she's starting her own startup ngayon eh. How do you save up for rainy days sa safety net? And siguro idadagdag ko na to kasi early on medyo nahirapan din ako dito and siya ngayon startup siya. How do you separate that from your own emergency fund?
You just separate yung money for just separate your money for business and personal money. Totally separate siya. Parang you don't treat your personal money as business money, you don't treat business money as personal money. So when the business is doing okay, you store a lot of cash sa business. When your personal income is doing okay also, you store a lot of personal money dun sa personal funds mo also. So ganun lang siya. So when times are good, don't buy that nice car first. Or when times are good, kahit gusto mo na mag-upgrade also pero hindi mo pa nakuha yung cash level na gusto mo na comfortable ka, unahin mo yung cash level na gusto mo. Pero depende kasi para sa akin like yun, for example, si Black Panther, hanggang 43 years old siya. Kung dineprive mo naman sarili mo, hindi ka nag-enjoy, edi para saan pa yung kinita mo, para saan pa yung inipon mo also eh. So there has to be a balance also for it that hindi mo naman na-deprive sarili mo but at the same time you have this much cash also. Pero that's why I think it's so important na number one, kailangan mahanap pa rin yung pinaka nag-i-enjoy ka gawin. Kasi kung nag-i-enjoy ka dun sa ginagawa mo, hindi ka mapapagod, hindi mo kailangan bumili ng ibang bagay para maging masaya ka. So ako, mas important yun eh. I think 90% of the people, parang hindi nila gusto yung ginagawa nila. So the only way to compensate is bibili ko na lang tong bagay na ito nagpapasaya sa akin. So yun, to answer that, they need to have the cash every time na for example, para very, very practical, kumita sila 100,000, meron kang savings, kailangan mo rin, yung target mo, kailangan ko makasave ng 50,000. So pag nasa 20,000 level ka na, you just need 30,000 na lang. So kumita ka ng 100,000, what amount of that can you put para madagdagan yung 30,000 mo para mabuo yung 50? If nabuo mo na yun, tas kompleto na siya, they enjoy the rest already. Pero until dumating sa point na hindi mo pa nakuha yung target mo, kung mas importante yung target mo sa'yo, di punuin mo muna yung number na yun, punuin mo muna yung target na kailangan mo makuha. Kasi kung hindi mo magawa yun, kung hindi mo makuha yung number na gusto mo makuha tapos binili mo yung bagay na yung isang bagay, parang baka manghinayang ka kasi it will deviate you from your plan, it will deviate you from your goal. So the best technique is you focus on what your goals are first, tapos kung ano man yung goal mo, you work towards it. Tapos everything else will just be a distraction. Everything else will be kunyari, goal mo magkaroon ng 500,000, may bago lumabas na na phone. So yung phone na nabibili mo 50,000 pesos. So you ask yourself, if I buy this phone right now, it's 50,000 less from my goal. So if you buy it also, it means that the phone is more important than your goal. Parang ganun.
Good, good. For me, the general rule is having 3 to 6 months worth of your net revenue stored up. So if you're making like let's say 100,000 a month, you save 6 months worth of that, so that's 600K. Not saying you save it within 6 months. Maybe you save it through 3 years, but that would be your safety net. Um, and that's what you're gonna be using for rainy days. Or what some business owners I know do is not the net revenue but the expenses. So 3 to 6 months worth of their expenses, yan dapat yung meron ka sa bank para when rainy days come, you have something to be able to pay the expenses. Whichever is higher, in my opinion, you save up for that. And tama yung sinabi ni Marvin, you have to prioritize that because in my opinion, of course, the business is more important for you. Why will you kill the duck that lays the golden egg for an iPhone, diba? You have to make sure it's protected. So, hope that helps, guys. We are going to end the live stream, but for those of you who are on Discord, we can hang out in the lounge and talk, no problem. So, guys, thank you again so much for this time. Marvin, can you join us pa sa lounge? Nasa Discord ka naman, no?
Ano yun? Anong lounge? What do you mean?
Kita doon. Ilalagay kita doon sa lounge. Sa lounge channel. I'll do it. No problem. So, I'll end the live stream first. Again, guys, thank you. This episode is going to be around late October or early November in Spotify and in YouTube. So, watch out for it.
So this is not in YouTube pala or Facebook?
This is actually live streamed to 8 platforms where I am right now. But we're going to put those down kasi we're gonna edit it pa to republish it.
So wala. Okay. Kailangan nasa YouTube to. YouTube pinaka-importante. Guys, YouTube. I cannot stress it enough. YouTube. YouTube. Anyway, sige, yun.
Yung YouTube channel namin marami pa nakapila eh. Kaya we're publishing one episode or 2 episodes a week. Okay. Hindi kami everyday kagaya mo. Ikaw, isang araw 3 episode eh.
Hindi naman. Hindi. Actually, wala pa nga ako after this, I'll make the video pa for the second channel eh. So, hindi ko pa nagagawa yun.
2 channels ka na pala. Hirap na kasi isang channel, bro. Okay na ako dun.
Si Carlo Ople nga, 4 to. 4 si Carlo Ople.
Hindi ba niya nasabi sa'yo? May clone siya eh. May clone siya na Hindi, joke lang. Masipag lang talaga siya. Super.
4. Watch. Basta, grabe. Hiyang-hiyaw.
Sige, anyway guys, I'll end this broadcast. If you're on Discord, please join us in the lounge. See you there.
Okay, thank you everyone. Bye-bye.